everybody, and today we are going to start a brand new series. I knew we stopped the last series in this series, but I'm starting it up again, and here we have City Skylines 2. Let's create a new game with a new map, and I think that it would be a great idea to implement Twin Mountain, which I feel like is a great map because it has the ocean and the land. So I'm gonna select that map. And it says European, but I'm a North American person, so I'm going to name this New Tylerton because, you know, an homage to the original town we had. And of course, I am gonna disable all of this because that's just absolutely strange. Why do you need that, especially if you want to build a city? So let's just start the game. Okay, so welcome to the brand new city of New Tylerton. I wonder how much we're going to get done in this series, although based on the fact that the map looks massive and they could possibly expand the thing in the future, I think this is a great start for what we're trying to do. So let's start by looking at our options. We have a 2-lane road going into the mountains. We've got a 4-lane road going from here. And we've got 2 different highways here and here. So then, we need to make sure that we can connect up the two in a meaningful manner. So I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to build a road across the center of our wonderful city, like such, and then build it straight in this specific section. And here we are. We have our very first section. Also, I wonder why it's earlier when I was playing this for a test, this was at the center, and now it's on the left side instead of the middle, which is kind of strange. I don't know why they decided to do that, but I guess whatever they want. I guess it's whatever they want. Also, there's a power line, and I think that the best decision we should do is to just build a transformer station. And then for water, I think we could just import water. There really isn't any point to importing it. Oh right, I forgot. That was for bigger cities. So the only thing that we can do is we can build a water tower here, and we can build a sewage outlet right here, and then connect the two using a water and sewage pipeline over here. So that and then you say, how are we gonna get the electricity? That's simple. You just connect it to the road like this. And I'm not entirely sure why everything's connected like this. It kind of feels more like SimCity 2013 before that flopped. And yes, I have heard of the just as horrible performance constraints. I mean, in the background, my PC is going, but that's alright. I'll just cut to when I'm finished. Now, of course, I get it. This grid is weird, but you know what? It's good enough for a starting city. And there we have it, our basic grid. Well, half of it. And the reason why I decided to make it without the grid thing is because, well, it would overlap. And also, I have quite a bit of a question. Why does the snow stretch like this instead of stretching, say, why does the snow stretch like this instead of stretching it into a certain elevation? Like, this is an incredibly strange thing that I'm witnessing here. But I think it's gonna be alright if we just look past that. And we have low density, commercial, and industrial demand. And I think the best place to put it is right here, down at the entrance corner over here. And the industrial area, I think, would be in the best at the back, because that is where the industrial pollution is heading based on this map, which shows that the wind speed is going this way. So if I just simply put the squares here, if I just put the squares here, and then I put all the commercial in the intermediate area, that should be enough. And let me just check by speeding this up. And yeah, it's definitely working, but I believe that City Skylines 2 definitely has some huge performance constraints, especially with older graphics cards. Like mine is already a 2080 Super, and yet this thing, when I load up, say, 50,000 City, it already chugs at 20 frames a second, or 15 or 10. And yeah, for some people it's practically unplayable, yes. But in other cases, for us die-hard City Skylines fans, we can live with that. Because we had to deal with that whilst importing like 20,000 assets. But yeah, it totally makes sense as to why people are saying that. And then finally, everybody's moving in, so I think that I should get to building a grid again. Oh, wait, there's the first people. I wonder who actually moved in anyway. Let's see here. You? The Marley family. Okay, who else do we have? We have, let's see here. Marley or Meryl? Who should we... I'm thinking that the Marley family is first. So the residence is on 79 Pine Street, and this is their house. It's literally still under construction, which is all right. But that means that technically, if we were to abide by the naming scheme, it would be Marleyton instead of everything else. But I'm not going to do that all over again. But wow, are there so many people trying to figure out how to get into here. And, oh my. That is a lot of construction cranes. And then we've got the entrance. I think we should expand to the coastline first, and then try to expand inland. Because it is much easier to just develop in this area than it is to develop in here. But I think, after we get this milestone, I'll just decide to continue the grid and see where we could go. So, oh, there it is, Tiny Village. Let's see the progression panel. Rock Musician Mansion. What is that? Okay, so we've got row housing, bunch of roads, garbage management, and map tiles. How many map tiles can we get? 3, only 3. Okay, that's completely all right. So I think I am just going to figure out a way to get some row housing in here, because it seems as if that might be a little bit popular. So I'm gonna add a small bit of row housing over here, and I'll continue the grid. Okay, and we're finished with the grid, which means we should zone in all of this area for housing. Now, if I'd like to say anything about the whole state of this channel, I'd like to say please help me by subscribing to this channel, because, well, I personally have been doing this whole career for like 5.5 years. Nothing's been going on, so if you could please help, do it. Thanks. But back to our city, we have a total of 196 people here, and I think I when I was on my previous gameplay, I did not turn this on. No, those are definitely checked. And wow, are people actually taking this very nicely with our brand new road system. Although we are not turning a profit. How much loading can we even borrow? We can borrow $145. Okay, what roads do we have? We have 4-lane divided, 5-lane asymmetric, 4-lane one-way, 4-lane tied arch, 5-lane one-way road. I remember this so fondly when I was in City Skylines 1. This used to be the bridge that literally everybody had, and I don't know, it just feels nice if we could just make this a bridge. This is our very first bridge in the city. This is our very first one. This is great. We've got a great start for where we're trying to go to. Although one question is if the industrial pollution will seep into the ocean, which would be very unsatisfying. But let's see here. Do we have any other things? Ah, yes, famous rock star. Okay, let's put him right here. Does it cost him? Does it cost anything? No, it does not cost anything, so I think I'm all right for now. 6 people. Household wealth is modest. I was not expecting that. Okay. So now we're at negative 304. And it seems as if they want more row housing. I'm not entirely sure why they would want more row housing. But I guess if they want more row housing, they can get it in the form of right here. So, yeah. Cemetery, okay. So what have we got? We got a cemetery and a landfill. I think it's definitely required to have a landfill at least somewhere. So let's put that to good use by dragging this out a little bit so that we can get some garbage area. And I get it, you're not supposed to start this until quite some time, but we are going to build exactly one cemetery, basically one of everything in this city, as long as it stays compact. So, okay, cemetery. There is already barely any land here, because somehow I managed to just not let anything happen in here. So I guess the only way I'm gonna be able to do this is if I expand this and then add it over here. Okay, milestone 2 unlocked. Small village. You're moving ahead very nicely. We've got education and research, elementary and high school. We've got medium density housing and taxation. Although I don't think we need that yet. I think we should just focus particularly on the people who need on just being able to live in general. So then we've got medium density housing, and I think it would be nice if we could just plop down a little bit of that right here. And then in that area, I believe they said something about density being useful to commercial buildings, so I'm gonna put some commercial buildings over here. And there it is. Although one final concern I have about this game is the size. Yes, I get it. It is larger than... I get that it is larger than the original. Well, if you count 9 tiles. But in the 81 tiles mod, which practically every single diehard uses, that's going to be an incredible issue for a lot of people to do. And yeah, it just doesn't really make sense. Also, I just reached my microphone, so because I'm looking at OBS and it says that it's hitting the top of the bar, and I don't want you guys to get blown by my voice. That would be terrible. But oh, here it is, the very first big building, and it feels a little bit like a familiar thing happening again, because just like SimCity, which already is a decade old, look, the graphics quality on this is just as good as the graphics quality on SimCity 2013. I don't know how they managed to pull it off 10 years early, but they did. And I am sufficiently surprised to know that you can actually do that. So yeah, I am just very surprised. And like I guess that's the progress of our place right now. And there we go, population just hit 1,000. Also, I like how the game entices you to have commercial, and also even though it says I'm losing 2,000 an hour, and if you do the math, 2,000 divided by 6 is about 33 a minute. Despite every single minute, I'm losing exactly 1 coin. That does not make any sense, City Skylines. Please do your math correctly. Actually, I've just looked at the commercial zoning, and turns out this area is the new hotspot. But I think I'm just gonna keep it like this so that we can get quite a lot of people in. But also, it seems as if low density is ramping up, and whoa, Actually, the sunset looks quite amazing. Although, to be fair, you have to sacrifice your kidney for a graphics card that can run this game. Okay, well, time to progress tonight and see what happens. Okay, and we just hit Large Village. Congratulations! Things are looking good. And let's look at the progression panel. We got Fire and Rescue and Police and Administration. I'd like to say something about this game, even in the first episode. I'd say it's easier and harder at the same time. I mean, you get the money to move on in the early parts, but it's also harder because, you know, it's harder to earn money, but you get more people. So there are caveats to literally every single aspect of the game. But I think I should go into roundabouts, advanced road services, and what else do we need? What else? I don't really think we need anything other than I think maybe the crematorium, and maybe we might need a highway, just in case, you know, just in case there are too many people and we gotta plug things up that way. So what does a roundabout even look like? And are there any traffic hotspots? This road layout feels all too much like game from 10 years ago. Because this size is practically the same size that you start off in SimCity 2013, which is kind of hilarious to think about on a level of interest. And oh wow, does that look amazing when you just like... Okay, how is it already sun rising at 2 a.m. in the morning? That is a little bit confusing. I'm not entirely sure why it's doing that. Maybe because it's far north. Because, as you can tell, the weather is 47 degrees Fahrenheit. And, I don't know why. But, now there are a lot of industrial areas that we can put. So, we just, put it right here. And then add some industrial area over here. Then we need some sort of buffer zone, so maybe I think we could put all of our services here instead so that it could cover all of the other places. But I'm just gonna plop down these two over here, and I just guess I'm gonna guess that our place is doing swimmingly, but it's not. We are even more in debt, and it doesn't seem to be getting better based on the fact that our taxes are lower than our government subsidies. Oh no, I'm doing terribly at this. But this is the work of somebody who actually wants to get stuff done. But I've just noticed the graphics are incredibly have a lot of attention to detail. You can see here, if I look into this area, you can see kind of a vague imprint of the living room, and then a window, and then like an actual good texture of some bricks. I don't think it needs to be that advanced. I mean, personally, I would have wanted a better performance or a better map, but you know what? They do themselves. But oh, did I accidentally just pick the wrong one for this? Because it feels as if I'm in Greenland based on the fact that the temperature is 49 degrees in summer. But alright, let's just not talk about that. And that. And sometimes the absolutely terrible traffic problems that never fix themselves. Yeah, let's not... Oh gosh. Yeah, let me just cut that out of the video. Guys, I don't think you need to be hearing that. But, oh my gosh, that's a lot of construction. I think we could fix this by simply... Okay, so we just surpassed 2,000 people, and I'm already realizing this thing is absolutely tanking. It feels like 30 frames a second. But we're just going to keep moving on by. And yes, I did implement all of the graphic settings that they needed us to, and still nothing. Although to be fair, I was not paid to play City Skylines 2. I wish I did, but you know what? I guess I came too late. Ouch. But wait, okay, Polaris Suites. Oh my, we got the very luxurious suites. I wonder what anchor streets we have. 67. Okay, 87, 83, 75, 69 Manor Street. This is the place to be in the middle of a industrial landscape. Okay, finally we've got this building that we need to plop down apparently. Polaris Suites. For well-being. Okay, let's place that down. And wow, that is our first kind of... It kind of stands out from all the rest of the buildings. This just kind of looks a little bit out of place. That looks very out of place in our city. And I'm not entirely sure how to feel about it. And, how are we making money? I don't know how, but we're suddenly making money off of nothing. Like, nothing at all. Also, I've heard that I've actually tested this in my earlier, playthrough before I came here. But apparently, if I just cut the service fees, everything will work so much more efficiently for some reason. Because if you look here, now it's at 153%. So now it's working faster, which means we can perform much better. Although it will cost us quite a lot in the early run. It's like the same cheat as small business and big business benefactors activated at the same time in City Skylines 1. Go check out the 4th episode if you know what I mean. And yeah, it was just a really strange bug where you could just absolutely destroy everything if you wanted to by just turning that on in eco buildings, and you'd have the perfect city with the more income with the same amount of cash flow for absolutely zero reason. Okay, and we've reached Grand Village, and the funny thing about this is that I didn't really notice this, but it swapped from the left to the right for some reason. And let's look at the progression panel. Whoa, that's a lot of policies. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. But I think that we should just continue to try getting low cost because it still says negative 155 an hour. And one thing that we could definitely do is starting offices. And based on the fact that we're subsidizing both the water and power market, it should be okay to do this and then have like some absolutely skyrocketing amounts of demand. Oh my gosh! High density residential is at a whole, low rent housing is on a whole different level. But I'm going to make a tiny area for that because in the future I want to get some actual high densities over here, and then we could profit off of that. Oh, but yeah, that's the whole gist of the operation. And then crematorium. Oh, but we're making money now, so I guess it doesn't matter. Boom. Boom. Whatever that is. Boom. And boom. That should be enough for literally everybody in the entire city. Oh no, we've got our first abandoned areas. We've also got waiting for a hearse. And okay, well actually it's coming along really well. Like compared to Tyler Tate, where the first minute was just demolishing things over and over and over again, I'd say that was a pretty terrible fail on my part, but you know, that's just the whole idea of it. So then we've got Washington Street. We got Grand Oh, that's a funny name. Whoa. Okay, yeah, let's just not talk about that. But I think I'm gonna build this grid before we go so that we can get kind of an idea. Okay, if you're still watching, just leave a comment. Like, tell me what I should do with this new area that we have. And also, we got our first car collision over here. But yeah, leave your comments on what you think that this area should be, and I'll be off to building my grid. Okay, alright then, but we've got our first grid. But I'm going to make our very first kinda highway by snapping this area onto here and then snapping this onto here. So at least we'll get a little bit more connectivity. And then also over here, I think this would be a good place for some sort of highway junction, like right here. Right here would be a great idea. And then curve. No wait, that's a little bit too uneven. And then we put it over here. And that should look good. So then we take this, and this is my new favorite tool for this game. We can literally just widen this and it'll have these wonderful things. The only caveat that I think, after like being here for years of like road designs, is that they still don't have an option to add fences to the roads, because that would have been an extremely interesting thing to put, because it just adds so much when you're able to see the roads that you're making. Also, what monstrosity did I accidentally create? Oh my gosh, that looks terrible. Okay, I think that's alright. That's alright. Just pretend as if nothing had happened, and I think we'll be okay. Like that. I love this type of junction personally, but I think I'm gonna get back to building the grid. Okay, well, based on the fact that a lot of people are using this road already, I think we should upgrade this to a full 4-lane road eventually. And maybe in this empty area, we could even build a 4-lane motorway stretching from this bottom area up this way through here and all the way to the mountain range. Just like, you know, in real life, they'd have a smaller road and then a larger road. And I think that this area is fine. I have no clue what to fit in this area, because the main issue with doing that is, okay, why did that say 90 degrees and then it was not 90 degrees? I do not like it when you do that, City Skylines. Please fix. Please fix. But I do know for sure that we are going to build some sort of roundabout interchange here. And as time passes, we could build something different, but I think this would be a good enough way to do it. So let's add a brand new exit, and like this. And although it's oh no, it's imperfect. Sorry guys, let me just redo that real quick. That is not the best of me here. So put it like this. Put it like this. Then not again. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. And then we'll add right here. And then right here. And right here. And right here. And then finally, let's add two different, oh come on. Okay, wait a second. And there it is. That is our very small interchange. And actually, I think we could upgrade. Wait, how far could we? Yeah, you know what? That's good enough. I'm wondering if that's actually gonna work, because you know the interchanges are just a teeny tiny bit too close to each other, and I think that might be okay. So let's just get this over with by upgrading this specific road over here, and then running it parallel to the river, and I think that could bring enough traffic. I don't think anybody's using this though. So Aspen Street, as it is called, will just remain a contention of topic in new Tylertonian politics for years to come. So here's a summary of what's been happening here in Tylerton. So we've got a positive cash flow, although it says city's monthly expenses will soon exceed the available income. I'm not gonna do anything about that in this episode, but we've got a huge grid, a functioning city, a good skyline, massively growing population if we check the statistics over here. If we check the statistics over a mere 6 months, but look at the population count, it's been constantly growing, and we've got a bright future ahead of us. So I guess cut to the cinematics. Okay, well, see you in the next episode, which is probably in a day or two. Bye. By the way, if you're still here, 1, you're a madman, and 2, if you've gotten this far, well, support me by subscribing because, help a small creator out. Thank you.